He's here. Baby Zay is here. He is a month and 3 days old. He was born at 7 pounds. He is currently at 9 pounds. So yes, he is eating outside of house and home. You guys already know that I have a daughter who's in college. So starting over has been such a crazy adjustment, okay? I feel like a teen mom sometimes means that have no clue what we're doing, but it's been fun trying to figure it out so far. So he's doing well. Mama, on the other hand, I'm running about on a good 3 to 4 hours of sleep a day. So take the lack of sleep and then top it with a little bit of postpartum, and there you have it. And I think that what I'm dealing with in postpartum is stemming from, well, I know that it's stemming from the birth itself, which was a very traumatizing event. I told you guys that I wasn't a fan of being pregnant. Turns out I'm not a fan of giving birth either. Yeah, never going to do that again. I'm going to share that with you guys because I do think, again, that people tend to romanticize pregnancy and giving birth. And, it's some beautiful, cosmic, wonderful, perfect experience. And it's like some of you have experienced that, and I'm happy for you. But I think that there's a lot of us that don't experience that, and we go through things that are legit mentally, physically challenging and horrifying, and I don't feel like we talk about it enough. And I feel like if we start to open those conversations and share our experiences, that a lot of women will be able to handle it a lot better. So I was scheduled for an induction on a Monday, and the reason I was scheduled for an induction was because I was on blood thinners, and in order for me to be able to have the epidural and for it to work properly, then they didn't want the blood thinners to negatively affect how the epidural worked for me. So I get there, everything's set up, I meet the nurses, I meet the doctors, everyone that's going to be attending to my family and I. They do start me off with the epidural. They also start me off with a low dose of Pitocin. A few hours later, they come check. I'm only, I think at that point, maybe 1 or 2 centimeters dilated. So they're like, we're going to just go ahead and have the Pitocin for you. Middle of the night, they come and they're like, yeah, you haven't really progressed as much, but no worries. We're going to go ahead. We're going to insert the Foley balloon. And the Pitocin, if I'm not mistaken, was used to soften the cervix. The Foley balloon was used to open up the cervix. So they told me that they were going to do that in order to speed up the process. So a good amount of time goes by. This is now on to Tuesday. And they're like, yeah, you only progressed maybe by 1 centimeter. So we'll check on you in a little bit. If this doesn't, get you going, then we're going to go ahead and we're going to break your water. Midday Tuesday comes around, they check me again. I'm still not progressing as far as they would like me to, so they go ahead and they break my water. So a little bit after they break my water, his heart rate started to be a little funky. So they're like, it could just be, your positioning. Sometimes it happens. We're just going to have you turn every 45 minutes, half an hour, just to see if we can get a better reading on his heart rate. Around this time as well, I'm starting to feel contractions, but I'm only feeling contractions on the right side of my body. So I communicate that, and they have someone come in to realign my epidural, because apparently the first time that they put it in, it was a little bit off center, which is why initially it was working, but then after a while it just stopped working completely on my right side. Baby's heart rate is still not reading properly, so I'm starting to get a little stressed, a little panicky here, because what's going on. And they're like, you know what, he probably just didn't react well to us taking the fluid out, so we're probably going to end up putting fluid back in. Middle of the night on Tuesday, they come in, they have to put fluid back in. Oh, and they also put a monitor on him because he was head down, but he was too far up in the pelvis. So they had to put a monitor inside, being like on his head, to see like what positioning he was in, to see if he was moving down further. After they put the fluid back in, because his heart rate wasn't reading, I had to literally turn that night every 15 minutes. So I'm on my right side, I'm on my left side, I have the peanut ball, I'm sitting straight up in the bed, I'm also on all fours. I had to be like that for an extended amount of time. Like it was a lot. So Wednesday morning comes, a group of doctors come in. And the head doc, she's like, yeah, the baby hasn't been reacting well ever since we removed the fluid. Even when we put it back in, he's still not reacting well. We're going to start to prepare you for a C-section. So immediately I'm freaking out because I wasn't prepared. I was not mentally prepared for this at all. So I'm like, okay, well, how soon? Like, what's going on? And they were really, really careful with their words. They didn't want to use the, emergency C-section or anything like that. But she was like, yeah, we need to get you in there in the next half hour. So immediately I'm crying, I'm shaking, because that means for me to have to go in right now for a C-section, that means something is wrong with my baby. And then thinking further, I'm like, wait a minute, I'm on blood thinners. Like, my biggest fear is like having some type of surgery and just like bleeding out all over the table, and then something happens to me. So I have all of these thoughts swimming around, like I'm a mess. So they take me back. I'm crying. I'm shaking. They prep me for the surgery. Before they can get started with anything, thank God the surgeon noticed that my epidural was still wasn't aligned properly. So they had to go in again and do it all over again. So they finally get it right. I can't feel anything. They start the surgery. They pull baby's A out, and those few seconds felt like hours, because we didn't hear him cry for a minute. And it was like the scariest thing, because I'm like, oh my God, like something happened during this whole entire process. But they finally got him breathing, got him crying, got him going. He did fail his APGAR test because of whatever the point system used. He did fail that at first, but he was fine. He was healthy. They weighed him and everything. Now, I was also getting my tubes removed. Even though I didn't plan on having a C-section, I had always planned on getting my tubes removed right after I gave birth, because I told y'all I'm not doing this again. So during that part of the surgery, I'm starting to feel a lot of pressure. After a while, I'm starting to feel a lot of pain. So I'm like, hey, like I had to literally tell the doctor, like, hey, I can feel this. Like, I'm getting nauseous. I can feel you sewing everything up. I can feel all of this going on. And it was only on my right side again. I don't know what they ended up doing, but they ended up knocking me out, because when I came to, I was done and ready to go back to the room. So my sweet baby is fine, thank God. But that whole ordeal, it was horrible. I think I cried every single day for 2 weeks straight after that. Like, just randomly, every time that it would pop in my head, I would just tear up, because it was just like, I wasn't expecting any of that. And it was just so scary of the things that could have happened. And then I'm wondering, like, should I have done anything? Should I have advocated for myself more? Should I have not done the induction? And it was like, well, why was my body rejecting my baby? And it was just like, though that postpartum feeling came in, as I thought it was going to be like more so like sadness or anything, but it came in as more so guilt. Like, there was something that I did, like there was something wrong with me. And I just can't get over it, like to the point where I actually have a referral for a therapist so that we can kind of talk through this and work through this, because it was a horrible experience. I'm also having issues with breastfeeding, and again, it's like, okay, why is my body not doing what it needs to do right now? So it's a lot, and I think that we need to normalize having these conversations so that we can work through them a little better. I'm going to get through it. I'm going to get over it. I know that for a fact. At the end of the day, like I said, I have a sweet little baby boy here who is perfect in every which way. But I want to make sure that I get myself together, my thoughts, my mental together for him, so that I can show up for him every single day. But that being said, and story being shared, my little boom booms is here. Just look at him. Just look at him. He's the cutest little baby. Yes, he is. My little boom booms. Did all of that and went through all that just for him not to look like me at all. But you know what? I wouldn't have it any other way.